Hey Pisces, this is your look at the astrology of June 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman, and this is Empowering Astrology. So let's take a look. And there's actually some really big things going on, Pisces, and you're probably already feeling it. And if you watched my horoscopes from last month, you would have known that we're in eclipse season and that things are really moving in certain parts of your life, namely home, your living situation, family, but also career. And maybe you are taking some different directions in your professional life, seeing some changes in your professional life, but the other side of this eclipse season is a solar eclipse on June 10th in Gemini, and Gemini forms the base of what's called your astrology chart. And the base, as you can imagine, is what everything rests upon. Symbolically, it is home and family in astrology, because we learn that without a home, without family, we don't feel connected to something. But nevertheless, you might be preparing for a move. Something might be highlighted about your family or your family situation. Somebody might be moving in, change in the family, but also the sense that you need to really focus on what matters right now, because you want to tend to your base, you want to tend to your roots actually not just during the season, but really going over the next weeks and months, because the solar eclipse on June 10th opens up a 6-month chapter. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We'll start from the top of the month and work our way through. We have Venus going into Cancer on June 2nd. So for you, Cancer is, gotta do the math, your fifth sign. Your sign of self-expression, creativity, really reveling in who you are, and having fun. So Venus gives you a little bit of boost, but it's also important to mention that Mars is also there. So on one hand, you've been really maybe testy, or maybe really feeling you, or feeling the power of you, or wanting to create something, or wanting to have fun, have adventure. But Mars is going to make something called an opposition to Pluto on June 5th. So you might be feeling this push-pull and this maybe even confrontation between you and a friend, or you and your community, or you and sort of this greater whole, and where do you fit? Maybe that's what you're trying to figure out this month. Where do you fit in everything? But as I mentioned, one of the main events this month is that solar eclipse on June 10th. And that is opening, again, a 6-month period that is focused on home and family and your living situation. Then we go next day into June 11th, Mars enters Leo. So for you, Leo is your sign of work and projects and health and wellness. Typically when Mars gets to this area, you work a lot. It's a busy time. If you are a workaholic, just FYI, heads up. But there is a need to really channel a lot of this energy and to put it towards something physical, like a project or an initiative. It is Leo, so really make sure you're taking your creativity and putting it into something, crafting it into something this month. But Mars is also wanting you to move, and I mean that like physically move. And maybe you need to get more exercise, maybe you need to get outdoors, maybe you need to try new things. But then we go into the 14th of June, and we have the other main thing that's happening this month, Saturn square Uranus. You're feeling this differently than other signs is feeling it, because you're what's called a mutable sign. And this energy is really manifesting in what are called the fixed signs. But for everybody, and you too, Pisces, it's as if we've got one foot in a new life and we've got one foot in an old life. And those two lives are pushing and pulling at each other this month. And so that square, you might really feel that this is another chapter in this ongoing story, because throughout 2021 we're going to have 3 squares. We already had one, February 17th. The second is June 14th. The third and the final one is December 24th. But there are going to be points in the in-between where this energy gets activated. We're actually going to see that this month. So for you, this dynamic energy is happening between how you express your voice, how you speak, how you listen, how you learn, how you think, and also this idea that you're trying to shift and change your group connections right now. It's about your community. It's about the people and maybe new community coming in. Maybe that's shifting how you think or shifting how you speak, but that's causing some dynamic tension right now. And tension's not necessarily bad. Tension makes things happen. Then on the 20th, Jupiter, which is in Pisces, hey, you're Pisces, Jupiter turns retrograde. So if you think back to May, I think it was the 13th, Jupiter went into Pisces. It hadn't been in Pisces for 12 years, so this is the start of this brand new cycle. But in a way, it's a preview, because Jupiter, it goes into Pisces and it turns retrograde on June 20th at 2 Pisces. That's what's called a degree, and then it's going to retrograde back and go back into Aquarius in a few months. So on July 28th. So I guess it's not a few months; it's a month. Time flies. But yeah, it's like you've got this preview of this new life, but you're not quite ready to fully step into it. In a way, you've got to get to the end of the year for that to happen, because Jupiter will go back to Pisces on December 28th. It's like maybe you have to clear a lot of stuff first, and maybe you're getting a glimpse of something new, but also seeing what has to change. So that's sort of that push and pull that you're feeling this month. Also on the same day, the sun goes into Cancer. So Cancer season is your season to express who you are, to have fun, to create, to really have a sense of persona and identity and personality, performance, talent. So it's about you, but really, you on a deeper level, because you might be thinking, I don't have creative talents, but you have a you, and I point to my chest because there's something that lives in all of us that really talks about the heart and the soul of who we are. That's something that can be felt, it can be tasted almost, and you got to get in touch with that passion, that spark that makes life worth living. Then we have Mercury turning direct on June 22nd. Mercury is one of the bigger players in your chart. It is your sign of home and family. It is your relationship planet. So if you've had to do like a little bit of a back and forth with somebody in your life, maybe revisit an old relationship, go back to the past, just do some figuring things out, Mercury turns direct on June 22nd. It will turn direct in a square to Neptune. I mention this because Neptune reminds us that we're not always in charge, and that sometimes we have to let go. I think that there's a lot of strength right now with Jupiter in your sign. So this is a sense of like knowing where to pick your battles, but knowing also how to get in alignment with something greater than you. You are in a larger time, Pisces, about really opening up to, to be fair, this has been going on for almost a decade with Neptune and Pisces, but it's like you're a sensitive sign, but this is about you even opening up even more. Your intuition, your sensitivities, your feelings, and really starting to perceive what is beyond this world, because that is really at the heart of what Pisces is as an archetype. Speaking of which, Neptune will turn retrograde on June 25th. So you might be feeling more emotional, more psychic, more overwhelmed as you get into the end of the month. So make sure you're really taking care of yourself, Pisces. But there's also going to be a full moon in Capricorn on June 24th. Capricorn for you, Pisces, is your sign of friends and community and groups and social circle and social connection. So full moons sort of put things into a spotlight. You've got some decisions to make about community or your friends, or having to negotiate something with a friendship, but remember Saturn is square Uranus, and Saturn rules that full moon. So maybe new people are coming into your life, new friends, new communities, and maybe something that's very different than what you had in the past. We are closing out the month with Venus in Leo, so Venus is going into your sign of work and health and projects, and it's joining up with Mars. So it looks like the second half of this month is going to be busy for just kind of getting stuff done, projects, the things, your to-do list. So we're preparing you for July and Leo season, but there is going to be some tense energy as we go into July. This is affecting more other signs, but I'm sure you'll feel it, Pisces, because you definitely feel and perceive a lot of things. So that is your look at the astrology of June 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman. I am an astrologer and psychic medium here in Brooklyn, New York. You can follow me online at empoweringastrology.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel or even book a consultation with me. But until next month, Pisces, take care. Bye.